Hey, Thomas.
Hi.
So much to ask you as ever, but
Really?
I think the biggest topic of debate that we've had since we last spoke to you is about your right-back choices.
Yeah.
You called up Ben White, mainly as a right-back. We know he can play centre-back as well, but again, you chose not to call up Trent Alexander-Arnold. Can you explain that thinking to us, please?
It's just a choice. It's a sportive choice and a difficult choice and maybe a hard choice. And maybe to a certain degree, maybe unfair, but these choices have to be made. The choice was for Ben White because I saw him play here in the final, in the cup final against Manchester City. He played the Champions League match, I think, before, and was straight away back to his old self. It was the chance for me to meet him in person, to see how he interacts with the group. I think I know what Trent can give us. So the choice was for Ben, to call Ben up, and for Tino Livramento on the right side to stick with the guys who actually had the good camps with us in September, October, November. They also need the minutes. There are a lot of players on this position, Chad Spence as well, who fight also for a ticket. So I didn't want to leave them out. I know that it creates noise when you leave a player like Trent out. And we had a call. I tried to explain the situation, but he just has to accept it.
The players that are here will be thinking this international break's kind of their last chance to impress you before that you've got a big decision to make. And some of these players aren't going to be here for the second camp as well. You're going to have to release a few of them.
Yeah.
Do you sense that the pressure is building? Do you sense an extra intensity amongst the group because of all of that?
No, there are a lot of players who are new with me, or completely new as newcomers in the England camp, or they had a long break and are back, so first time with us. But it's a good atmosphere. We addressed it straight away that this is the last camp because it is a reality that it's last camp. So why not to straight away address it? And encouraged everyone to be the best version of themselves, but be also good teammates. We know that they want to impress. We know that they want to compete. You can say against each other, but it is a team. We try to build a team. It's a team effort, and everyone behaves in that way. We demanded a positive attitude. We demanded from everyone that everyone tries to connect as quick as possible to each other, which they did. It was a very positive atmosphere, and I think we are ready to have a good match tomorrow. Will everything work smoothly and automatically on the pitch? Maybe not. But it is not easy to take a chance like this, and it comes with a bit of pressure and it comes with scrutiny, but that's the job, and that's for the players as well, and that's the situation in which they are in. It's a very positive pressure because they fight for England, and they fight for a ticket for the World Cup, and there is also a lot of football still to be played on club level and European level, and I will be in the stadiums and I will be in front of the TV and keep on watching. So decisions will be made late in May. And tomorrow is just a chance to impress. And at the moment, everyone is positive and like as you wish it to be.
Alex. Hi, Thomas. These players that you've got have got a chance to impress you for this week. When will you make the decision, or are there players who you've got this week who you are planning to send away that are going to stay longer than planned, or when will you make that decision?
I will make the decision on Friday night after the match, because then we have a clear feedback about injuries and we have clear feedback about the guys who are coming in and then are in camp. So we also need to reevaluate their situation, and then we take the decision. Some players know that this can be the case. And they had enough time to digest it, because it's more of a chance than of a negative thing. And you know, there are many ways to impress. You can impress, of course, tomorrow on the pitch with a top performance, but you can also impress as a teammate. You can impress in training. You can impress off the pitch on a social level. So there are many ways to impress, and everyone, is of course on their best behavior, as you can imagine. But it's nice that they're not fighting against each other. They're fighting with each other. And at the moment, everyone believes that he can start tomorrow. Decisions are not made, and there will be some disappointment. I think this is normal on Saturday morning when we split the group. But the group that stays in the second camp deserves also our full attention and deserves to be a small group, and that we can support them and push them to the second match.
We've just had Noni Madueke in here speaking about his England career and chances. He's in a unique position where he competes with Bukayo Saka at club level and then for the international team as well. How do you see that battle? What does it bring out in him, and what do you like that Noni Madueke brings to the England team?
Yeah, so first of all, I like that he plays for Arsenal, of course, and is involved in so many chances for titles, and that he's in a competitive environment. Is sometimes difficult because he competes with one of the very best. He himself can be one of the very best. I feel and I believe that we saw the best version of him in June, where we had a difficult camp, but he was maybe our best player against Andorra, in Andorra. And he had a very strong camp in September, an outstanding match against Serbia. And then quite a tricky injury, and Bukayo took over at Arsenal, and Bukayo took over at England for us. So they're fighting for it. I strongly believe that we need more than one player on each position. So yeah, it will be in the end a good competition for us. Noni was very, very strong, and he needs to show up tomorrow and show that he can continue where he left, because he was not with us October, November, so it's quite a long time, but we have high expectations. He's in good spirits. I will try to push him because I think he needs that. He gets a little push, and then he's in the responsibility to deliver.
Kerry.
Thomas, good evening. Maybe one of your toughest decisions as you name the squad, Phil Foden and Cole Palmer, two quality players.
Yeah.
Can you describe, from your point of view, the profiles they offer you to take to a World Cup, and how hard that decision might be from the training camps this week?
Yeah, quite similar. Both left-footed, both good in the half position, both very good in the first steps with the ball. They can drop a shoulder, beat players in both directions. High understanding of the game. They love to put other players into action. They love to assist. They love to play risky passes. I think maybe Cole takes a little bit more risk in his game than Phil. Phil is maybe, he played like several times now also for City on an 8 position, very, very responsible. Is maybe a bit more physical in terms of non-stop running, and Cole has these little outbursts of pace and speed and creativity, but they're quite similar, and they're both on the highest level, and when you see them in training, it's pure joy, because every little exercise they show their quality, and they're in love with the ball, and the ball is in love with them. So it's a pleasure to watch, and in the end we will have a difficult decision, because there come some other players also into camp on the number 10 position, so it will be a tough one.
And also looking at Calvert-Lewin and Dom Solanke, who have come into the squad in this. How hard is it to find the player to come into the squad as the understudy to Harry Kane, or the man to step in when Harry Kane isn't available?
Very difficult, because Harry is our captain and the goal getter, and of course a starter for us. And the question is then always, like, if we are chasing a result, do we really take Harry off? And when is the chance to be a substitute for Harry? Is there, like, when is that moment, or do we even look for someone who can play with Harry? Do we even look for someone who is maybe then also a good penalty taker? Because maybe in the heat, Harry is maybe not on the pitch anymore when it comes to penalties. So who can replace him there? So these are the questions that we have to answer. But first of all, it's important that the two of them understand that it's a big chance to be in camp without Harry, and not like to sit on the bench and wait for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but to compete actually for a real chance to start and get good quality minutes. And that's what they're up to. That's the challenge for the both of them. They're very, like all of them, they're very positive about it, and I feel that they really wanna show what's in them. We had a very good training session yesterday, and hopefully they can prove the point tomorrow.
James.
Hi, Thomas. Can you tell us who your captain will be tomorrow?
Good question. Normally I would say between John Stones, Jordan Henderson, Jordan Pickford, one of the three.
So you haven't decided yet?
Depends who starts, and then I will decide.
The last friendly here in October against Wales, the atmosphere was a little quiet. Do you need a bit of patience from the fans tomorrow night, given what you're working towards?
Yeah, that would be ideal, but I understand if you come, you have also high expectations. So will everything work out smoothly from the start, and everyone will find its position, its rhythm? I mean, there will also be some nervous players there, and they will find their way into this game. This would be normal if it's the case. Don't forget, we play against high quality opponent with high quality players, like up front and in midfield. It's like really, they play for top clubs. It's a top coach. So it's a tricky one. And we need to fight our way into it. We need to run our way into it. We need to be physical. If not everything is maybe straight away clear. We need all to be patient. But at the same time, I expect us to play with freedom and to play with excitement and to take the chance and not hesitate.
Mi trabajo es fácil porque uso
Thomas, hi. Before past World Cups, England would often play opposition from around the world to prepare them for the group stage, because obviously you're mainly focused on European opposition. But is that so important now? Because a lot of the players play in Europe, so there's a familiarity. And are all styles around the world becoming a little bit more familiar?
I'm not sure if the styles become familiar. I have the feeling everyone is doing really complicated things, and I see in every opponent I see new stuff that I haven't seen before, and we need to come up with new solutions. Be it against Wales last time, which was so difficult to find the right press, be it against Serbia, who had a new coach, where we needed to adapt our press after 20 minutes because we couldn't get it fully right. And if you don't get it fully right, everyone plays now with a goalkeeper. Everyone has options to play short. Everyone has options to go long. Everyone tries to catch you out in a one-on-one counter movement and whatever. There are so many different styles. Now we play against Bielsa. Anything it's off textbook. Everything is off textbook, so we need to be on our top level, and I have the feeling it doesn't matter anymore if you play from which part of the world you play. It's getting more and more complicated.
Hamza, then we'll finish here.
Hi, Thomas. In the past few camps, you've been very clear about having a very clear system and roles for players. For example, in midfield, you've had a 6-8-10. In Albania, you changed it up a bit, 6 and double 10s. You explained it was because of the way that they were playing.
Yeah.
But do you see tomorrow and Tuesday as an opportunity to change your system up a bit as well? Are you going to try a few different things in that sense?
I mean, we have so many new players, and the players who were with us, it was really like a long time since we are together. So we focused on re-establish the things that we were good at. So yeah, I'm not sure if we see a lot of new stuff because I think the focus is more on re-establishing the things that we did good and then adapt to what the opponents demand. We have the feeling that, or we predict that Uruguay will play with 3 very mobile midfielders, which is a bit similar to the Albania game. So they change position, they rotate, they play with 2 wide aggressive wingers and the classic number 9 with Nunes. So a lot of quality and a lot of very unique style of playing, of build-up, and how they want to create chances. Very physical, a lot of running that we have to match. Otherwise, it's not possible. But we try to re-establish our principles in our structure, and then we adapt details in order to make the press easier or to make the starting positions easier for the players, to not end up in awkward positions or in awkward moments. But we cannot fully predict everything because opponents are strong, opponents change their style of play, but that's basically the approach that we took.
And just on a slightly different question, you mentioned before about the importance of cherishing coming to England and respecting the shirt and so forth.
Yeah.
You were asked about Ben White earlier. Ben was unavailable for 3 years to not play for England.
Yeah.
Why do you think a player that made that decision deserves the opportunity to play for England at a World Cup?
Why do I think that? Because first of all, I think everyone deserves a second chance. Second, I don't know exactly what happened. I was also not 100% interested in that because I wanted to open a new page and a new book and a new opportunity. Once I asked Ben if he would be ready to play for me and for England, he straight away, without hesitation, said he would love that and he would love to come back and is desperate to come back. When the chance opened up for him with the injury of Jarell Quansah very late, the reaction came within seconds and was very euphoric and very, very positive, very emotional about it. That showed me that he really means it. The way he behaves and the way he trained here in camp is exceptional, very, very good, shows his quality. I think it is necessary that he clears the air with his teammates. And I think he does, and I think he will once players come back who were in the World Cup together with him, and then we go from there. Let's see how it goes, and let's see how he feels. If he feels as confident and as comfortable as he thought he would. Until now, this is the case, and he has my support. Hopefully, he gets the support from the spectators, and we take it from there.
Hi, Thomas. Last 2 friendlies before the World Cup. How much is the World Cup in your mind, and how much advance are